Browns 4-4, trying to get things headed in the right direction, and this would qualify as a distraction from that. By now, everybody knows we dealt with it yesterday. Odell Beckham Jr., Odell's dad, posting the "Odell is open, Baker is missing him" video. Well, today the Browns dealt with that. Kevin Stefanski, Andrew Berry told Odell Beckham Jr. he was excused from practice, didn't get to Berea. They told him to stay home. Here is Kevin Stefanski talking about the Odell Beckham situation and that decision to tell him not to come to Berea today.
We decided that, I think, this morning he was not here.
Kevin, when you say Andrew and Odell's representatives are continuing to talk, I guess what does that mean? What are they discussing?
Yeah, I think they're discussing a lot of things. And the truth is, guys, I don't have a ton of details for you. I'm happy to answer as much as I can, but I think some things we'll know more as we go.
What kind of is he asked to be released?
Yeah, again, that's something that I think his reps and Andrew would talk through.
What kind of distraction is this for you, Kevin, with those videos and all this talk?
Yeah, I think, Jeff, we work really hard in this building to concern ourselves with things that are going on in this building and concern ourselves with the Cincinnati Bengals, and that's really where we get laser focused on the task at hand.
Let's welcome in Hayden Grove, reporter for cleveland.com, as well as the plain dealer. And Hayden, I think the Browns handled this situation the right way. There's not much else that you could do, and Odell's future with the Browns very much up in the air right now.
Yeah, it is. I think the Browns have, we don't really know how they've handled it. Honestly, you say they've handled it well. I think in a sense they've handled it well. But we don't know how they're handling it behind the scenes. We don't know what's going on with Odell. I mean, he's kind of cut off communication to a lot of people at this point, it seems. It's something that you kind of knew could happen with a guy like Odell. When he's not happy, it gets nasty. It gets, sometimes it gets, him really upset. And I don't know what the best way is going to be to handle it going forward in terms of, do you keep him on the team? Do you put him on IR? Do you, release him? I mean, what is the way to go? So the Browns have some decisions to make. And again, we'll see how this situation plays out, because obviously it's not working out the way that, anybody wants it to right now. So we'll see if that continues going forward. But until then, we'll have to, keep an eye on things and how they, play out in the near future.
I guess what I was getting at is they needed to do something. They couldn't let that go undetected, or they had to have a reaction. And the reaction is probably, all right, take a step aside and, let's see if you really want to be a part of the team for the rest of the season going forward. And I think that's where they're at. That's kind of, they will probably be criteria that if he's coming back, he's going to have to meet, and he may not want to do that.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's definitely going to have to be some conversations, going to have to be some sit downs, going to have to be some clearing of the air. And you're right. I think there are going to be certain stipulations to, hey, if you want to come back on this team, you want to play on Sunday, then you're going to have to, address your teammates. You're going to have to address Baker. You're going to have to open up, with Coach Stefanski. I mean, there's a lot of trust that was lost here, because it doesn't seem like, it seems like, yes, a lot of it was Odell's dad. And obviously every kid or every, dad wants their kid to play well and be successful. But it seems like maybe a little bit of this was orchestrated by Odell too. Some of the tweets from other people saying free Odell, I think a lot of it could have been orchestrated by him in that regard. So there's a lot of trust earned back here in a lot of different ways. And could it be done by Sunday? I suppose it could. If you really came out and said, hey, this was wrong. I got to be a better teammate. I got to be a better human. I got to focus on the needs of the team and not take away from the team and distract the team like I've been doing. I apologize on behalf of my dad. I think there just has to be a lot said if Odell Beckham Jr. is going to find a way back on this football team. There's going to have to be a lot said and done if he wants to play. And if he doesn't, then they're obviously not going to, have him out there. So we'll have to see what happens, by the time the Browns play on Sunday.